Like, it's so weird because, like, I feel like me off stage and on stage are two, like, totally different people. Like, on stage, I'm so confident and I sink into this place where I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And then I'm off stage, I'm like, hi. Like, I hide in the corner. Like, I'm so awkward. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, she was cool, not me.
I don't think you're two different people. I just think there's a part of you that feels really safe on stage. I don't think I don't think you're playing I could be wrong. I don't want to tell you what you are, you aren't. But for me,
it does feel like home.
It's like, yeah, when you get up on stage, I'm like, there she is. Like,
that's how you know you were meant to do this.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Deb, and this is Happy Hour with Deb. And today, I got my girls. My fave, Remy Garrison and Chrissy Nix are back, and I don't even know what word to say to describe how excited when we reached out and you guys said you were coming back. I don't even know. I literally said to Jake, I go, I don't care what you have to do. I want them back.
Oh,
I lost my marbles when you reached out.
She was so
like,
pumped.
Friends.
I was like, Deb wants you back.
Oh.
And she wants me on camera.
I
know. I was like, oh, we both made it.
We're going to learn how to bake a cake on the show today, ladies. No,
yeah.
Don't worry. I'm far from that perfect. I can't even tell you how, excited I am to see both of you. I truly don't think I can say adequately how fond I am of both of you and how Remy, that song, and that was so long ago. You were like little Remy. And now you're this like big kick-ass rock star.
Oh my gosh. Deb, don't flatter me. I love you. But I am not. I am still the same me from.
Oh, I know you'll never. I am
never change.
To watch you morph into this role has it not? It's like I walk around. I'm like,
don't
let
make
me
me
show
cry.
you how
We're only 3 minutes in. Don't
I
make
know.
me cry.
I am so. And we'll get into all of it, but I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart. One, I love you both. I think you make this business what it should be. And I am so incredibly humbled and so proud of you.
Oh,
Deb.
The song was like, I'm crying. I'm like, it's truly to watch you step into that light. It's beautiful.
yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm already getting tears.
She's already.
Oh my gosh.
If you're on the audio portion.
You know what? Listen, yeah.
Remy's crying already.
I know.
Remy, I'm such a crier.
I'm an
Listen, I got a
emotional
man in the
person.
room that will testify that like the woman sees a Subaru commercial, she's breaking down.
Oh, me too.
Every time, like, I'd see those commercials of, like, in the arms of the angel. Like the dogs and the cats. And,
I
like,
know.
And, like, the
You're like,
kennels.
where's my checkbook?
I saw them. I'm like,
same.
I need to go there, and I need to get every single one of them out.
But
Like,
all three of my dogs and the cat make the same face. So are those actor? Are those?
Oh, I don't know.
I know. Hey, do not. Oh my gosh, don't come
like,
to the
I'm
podcast.
going to break down the room really quick. Those are
No.
Those dogs aren't starving.
My very
It's the camera
spoiled
angle.
dogs look at me as
You know what? My dog
same.
looked at me like that today when she
ASPCA.
saw me do a TikTok dance. She was like,
Yeah.
I know.
Every
she
house
was
needs a dog,
disappointed.
right? She was.
Oh yeah.
She was like, I'm just waiting for some scraps from that
I
cake.
know.
We're going to talk about
I
this cake.
know. She was like, I could do that better. I was like, I know. You
Get
could.
your paws on up here.
I know.
Let's rock and roll.
Don't tempt her with a good time.
That is so funny. All right. So, I mean, it feels like it's been forever, but it's only been since June.
Yes.
Since
How
I've seen
bizarre.
you. So, I mean, as you know, you don't have a bigger fan. Following all this, I'm watching. I'm so incredibly proud of you. Let's talk about this great song. Wait, I might want to start with the story. I know what you're both thinking. This isn't about you, Deb.
No,
But-
but
No, I wanna
know,
hear your
no,
story.
it's all of us.
It's all about all of us.
This is all
I
of
was,
our
I was like,
journey.
I don't like to claim it as just me. That feels like too much pressure. Honestly.
You're doing such an amazing job. And like we've always talked about, surround yourself with the people that are going to bring you to the best level of yourself. And you know what we think of Chrissy. We love her so much.
I know.
And by the way, we've got our new friend on camera today.
Yes.
We got our new family on camera today.
Yeah.
My niece is from Texas.
Yes.
I was fortunate enough to, as my daughter grew, my brother had kids late.
Yeah.
So I've had the true honor and true blessing of watching these two kids grow. My nephew is now 17. My niece is now 12. I never wanted her to be over 2 because she would sing and she's got like a belly laugh like Santa. And she was like rolling, and she's generally has a heart like yours, like you just don't find on human beings, you know? Like she's not like bratty, and she's just wonderful. She loves hard. She's just a wonderful person. So when I started the podcast, you know, we started with Holden Barter, who is from Philadelphia. Yeah. And, you know, we got Philly roots in that side too. So they were like, oh my God, Holden's from Philly, he's singing about the Philadelphia Eagles. He was the coolest thing ever. And then, you know, we went some guests, and then we got to Remy. And then Delusional came out. Thanksgiving, they're in Philly. The night before Thanksgiving, we're at our new house that, by the way, still has the boxes. If you guys would love to road trip to Philly, we would love to buy you dinner and unpack some boxes. What? Come on, buy you a cheesesteak.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd love tomorrow. I'll leave tonight.
Good. Come back. Rusty and I are leaving till Sunday. Come back with us. Both of you come. We'll get cheesesteaks. It's a cool city. You would love it.
Yeah.
They would eat you up because you're so pretty. We're not used to that blonde, like perfect skin stuff in Philadelphia.
Alabama. There's some in the water in Alabama. They all look
I'm telling you, I swear, she does look like. Teaching my niece, my sister-in-law doesn't really cook, but I've taught my niece, and she's been young. We've always been in the kitchen together. Like in Texas, there are no strombolis, and I taught her how to make strombolis. We would roll. She would be 2 and rolling little meatballs. She's the cutest thing you've ever seen. Making macaroni and cheese. Rusty and I are going to a friend's the next day. We're bringing sides, and she's stirring the cheese, and I hear her go, delusional. She's listening to your music. She's a fan of your music. I was like, from my real life Earth Angel, started to sing your song, Remy.
Oh, that's so small. I love that.
Isn't that great?
Oh my God. Okay. How many times am I going to tear up? We're going to do a count thing right here. Oh my gosh. What?
Isn't that insane?
Are you serious?
And I didn't even realize it was your first podcast till tonight. And we're in because she's, you know.
Wait, can we call her?
Well, we could, but she's probably at basketball. We don't want to like throw the mother off,
Yes.
but we will. I mean, I'm here all weekend.
Or
so.
Does she know that like we're like family?
She does. It was really funny and Holden was from Philly, and he sang about the Go Birds, and he did a Wawa commercial. Wawa's like the Bucky on the East Coast. You know the Wawa thing, right?
Yeah.
Until she heard your song. Now she is the most popular 12-year-old you can imagine right now. 1, she's a great basketball player, but 2, all her friends are like, "Who's your aunt with?" What's your? Awesome. And she was singing Delusional. And I'm like, oh my God, this is such a surreal moment. Like, there's my angel singing your song, and I've watched you grow so much into this incredible artist. That is a credit to what you've done, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I want to hug her.
Oh, yeah. Would Sadie love Remy? Oh God, Remy, I don't think she would never. I'm going to bring her down to meet you. Yeah. Well, you come to Philly. Fly to Dallas. Let's just go to Dallas.
Oh, we love Dallas.
I would love that more than anything. Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing? Yes. When you think, you know, because we go through all these, you know, you're like, my cake isn't perfect. Girlfriend, your cake doesn't need to be perfect. You're changing lives.
Oh yeah. The imposter syndrome, we've talked a lot about that recently.
Gosh,
like we have moments.
It's been such like a roller coaster of up and downs, being like, oh, okay, I think we're doing it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm not doing anything, and like it's been so wild, just feeling like, am I meant to do this? Like, am I doing all the right things? No, I mean, imposter syndrome. Yeah,
Well, we also talked about like there is no plan B when you were on the show.
Yeah,
no.
You're like, there's no plan B. This is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it shows. I think for people who are thinking of a plan B, it's pretty obvious as a performer, or as an artist that you know. I'm hoping I get a bar named after me on Broadway. And by the way, Chris and we will christen that bar gratefully.
Oh, 100%.
We will. Rusty, you can drink bourbon in Remy's bar for sure. You can, right? 100% you can.
What would I call it? Delulu?
Delulu is a great name.
Did you see what was on that shirt I sent you guys yesterday? Something about Delulu being Trululu.
Yeah, like I want to pull it up so bad.
It was so funny.
It was so funny.
Delusional has become such a
staple.
It's like everything it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
When she wrote it, it was kind of a hot button like a buzzword, not hot
Yeah.
button.
You
It was
weren't
a
going to
buzzword.
release that song.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna release
the
it.
story of
The
Delusional
story
is
of Delusional
crazy.
is wild. Yeah, because, like, you know, at the time, like, I sent around to my team, and I was like, hey, like, here's this song that I really like. And they were like, okay, like, it's cute, whatever. Like, don't really think.
They yucked your yum, girl.
Yeah, and I was like,
that
oh,
keeps
you
me up
don't,
at night.
like, I was like, you don't like this song? They were like, it's cute, but, like, not really. Like, I was like, okay. And we were going to put out this more in the box country song called Good for Something. It's more mid-tempo. It really checks a box with the storytelling and all that. And it wasn't done in time. And Chrissy was like, okay, we're pivoting. We're putting out Delusional. We're getting it uploaded this week.
Yeah, the crazy thing is
great.
with cutting music is that, like, you go into the studio and you like try. You have to be a little planful. And
Right.
Yes.
we live in a time, you know, growing up, we listened to albums. Like you
Right.
bought an album and there were
Right.
2 songs off that album that were singles, and then the rest just like lived on a CD.
Yes.
And
It
now
really did.
I know, I
it really
miss
honestly
it.
did.
I think that there's
I
a
know.
little bit
I
of a
kind of
pivot
miss
back
it too.
to it, but
there was such a
I
great
love-
excitement.
I love records.
and
I
projects
know,
were meant to
records are
be
full records
digested that way. But
yes.
so what we do right now, because we live in a season in the industry which is singles every 4 to 6 weeks,
Yes.
or 6 to 8 weeks, sorry. And we went in we had 2 that we liked, and we took them into studio. And like she said, we sent them to our team, and it wasn't that they didn't like Delusional. It was just like I think the path, the easier path to forge is this other song. So it was
Right.
I Don't Do This, which did great for us.
Yes,
Right.
I don't do this.
And then everybody kept saying, we need Remy, we need a feeler song, we need a country song, we need to see this like depth and whatever. And not that Remy is a deep well of a lot of things.
Yeah,
but
she
I think,
really
like,
is.
I
You
think
really
that
are.
there was this like, we want you to write a a
Like-
house that built me or something.
yeah, like
and
a
it-
gut wrenching.
yeah, and it was just
song.
like, that's not the season of life she was in. So Delusional
Uh-huh.
just got backburnered, and we thought, oh, it'll be a textured track on a project.
Yeah.
Right.
And like she said, we had this plan, and we had worked our way up to it, and it was fall, and I needed to be uploading the song. Like, it was a Monday, and I needed to be uploading it by Friday.
Wow.
And our producer was like, hey, I'm not going to get it to you in time. It's going to be another couple weeks.
Oh no.
And it wasn't on him. It was just
Right.
we had made some changes to it.
Right.
It was just
well,
like,
it is. It's a timing situation.
and you don't want to
right?
just throw something
Yeah.
together.
Absolutely.
And like, I
Absolutely.
just remember I was walking my dog, and you called me, and you were like, "Hey, how do you feel if we pivot and put out Delusional instead?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine with that." I was like, I mean, I love that song. I was like, I remember asking, I was like, do you think like everyone else is gonna be happy and okay with that? You were like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And we've been in
Bravo on the answer.
been
We're
in
not
this
in this to make
season.
other people
And
happy.
you were like, you love this song. You've always loved this song. Like, let's like, as an artist, like, I mean, you're like, do you feel like you should put this out? And I was like, well, I thought it should go out first, like with all the group of songs. So
Remy does a lot of like listen. She's a good listener, and she takes a lot of advice. And what we've learned recently, and it's a lot of good intention, but a lot of
Yes.
people give a lot of advice, and not
Right.
everybody's advice lines up with one another's.
Right.
And sometimes
well, that's why you have a good manager
well,
Yeah.
and,
to
and
siphon through the,
These
you know.
ones-
Right.
where we had gone askew those, we were just like, okay, like we try, yeah,
trust
like
you.
oh, PR team, you're gonna be the one pushing it. So like, if you think this one's better, okay, we'll do this one. And it was kind of all the creative. We're big on creative. We plan out cover arts for months at a time.
Sure,
And we were
sure.
suddenly in this situation on a Monday where I needed a cover art in the next 3 days.
Wow.
And so I was like, I see this thing in my brain. I think it should be hand drawn. I see this bubble letter thing. So we went to our content people's studio. Mitch Wallace, shout out to Mitch Wallace. We love him. He shot the cover art.
yes,
We took it home. My husband sketched it
Shane Yoder.
from the photo.
Wow.
And then I found a font and kind of manipulated it. And we had, usually when we do a cover art, I would say we go back and forth for 3 to 4 days of
sit
like,
on it,
we
and
sit
it's-
on it. We go, oh, I don't like it.
We're
tweak.
overthinkers.
Yeah. Like, is the color right?
I know, but that's the thing. You got to just jump, girl, and you jumped.
This was the first
did.
cover art we've ever done where we sent it.
It was
and
the first song.
unanimously, everybody was like, yep, go. It was
Wow.
uploaded within 48 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the first song that we were like, okay, like didn't have time to overthink it. Didn't have any time to just back ourselves out of things because we were like, we need a song up for the end of the year.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay. And it was up. And I was like, okay, it's done. We're wiping our hands of it. And now we're just going to have this song come out. Like,
and we were just gonna
and the response you have gotten to the song,
mind blowing. It's been nuts.
What does that feel like?
I wasn't expecting it.
We've been telling you you're a badass for a long time. You need to start listening up, girl.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting it, and I mean, it has felt like a dream. Like it feels like someone pinched me. Like I don't want to wake up. It's been so cool.
That is amazing. I mean,
exactly
you heard it on the radio. First of all, the reel of the two of you with the radio thing. I cried my eyes out.
Yeah,
I cried my eyes out. I felt the same joy, like I was there.
Yeah.
Like it was so amazing to see both of your reactions.
Well, and her mama was in the car too, and that's the thing is like Remy.
Stop it.
Remy, her mom and I have really like bootstrapped the past since COVID. We were like, we see it, but we got to figure it out. And like, it felt like a moment we've been like, I wouldn't be doing, neither of us would be doing this. We didn't know that moment was coming. Yes. But when it does come, you're like, oh, it's here. I didn't think it would look like this. It didn't.
Right. Am I dressed appropriately?
Yeah. It's so
How's
funny.
my hair look?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
It's so funny. Like something that like I remember like vividly with Chrissy. Like I got done playing around, and it was the night before Delusional came out. I was sitting in the car with her, and we were talking about like Get It Girl was being pulled from secondary radio. And it's because, like, it had a good run, but, like, it was being pulled. And I was like, okay.
I kind of forgot about that part of the story. Yeah.
And, like, I was like, okay, well, that's, like, sad. I was like, I was, like, really hoping this song was going to do better than it did at radio. And I was, like, and the people that heard it, they just passed on it. Like, they were like, it's just not country enough or not traditional or not what we play. Yeah. And, like, throughout, like, this whole thing, like, Chrissy said to me, she was like, okay, she's like, 3 songs that stand out to me in your, like, just repertoire. She was like, Southern Luxury is your branding, Get It Girl's your heart, Delusional's your personality. And I was like, yeah, that's great. And then Delusional came out the next day. And it's so funny because we just had the Spotify rap thing.
Right.
My best song was Delusional this year. It said it was my best performing song the first week because it got 15K streams the first week it came out, and I didn't realize that, and I was just thinking, okay, cool. I don't keep track, like.
Right. So don't get caught up in numbers.
No,
it is so true.
But,
don't
like,
get.
Thinking about like those 3 songs, like they do mean the most to me, and especially Delusional because I just remember walking into the room and I was thinking, I have an idea.
Yeah. Well, and the like deeper level of it being you have to absolutely be delusional to think you can succeed in this industry. Like you have to have a little delusion in you and be like, I'm just delusional enough to think I can get up in the morning and do this thing.
Yeah, good art is delusion.
It is. It is so true. I have a very dear friend, and I didn't share this story with you before. She went into 2024. She sets her goals. She picks a phrase or, what, and she's like, she went into 24. She's had been through, a bad marriage and just, life hits you all the time. Yes. And she's like, I'm going to just be delusional. I'm just going to be delusional. I'm going to live every day like I'm just, and I'll tell you what, she rocked it the entire year.
Yeah.
Like that. And I remember hearing it thinking, wow, that's bold.
Yeah.
But the song is so perfect, Ram.
Yeah.
Yes.
That second verse, we love that second verse about like the song's about a dude and like being like you can fix him and you can't, but that second verse about like it'll take time because you can't make a diamond overnight. You got to dig up dirt, toss it aside, cut and polish it till they all shine. They all can, right? And I just think like that's the real part of it. Like there's the part that's like that'll never happen, but that is the process of taking something from nothing to something.
It's also the process of the delusion of thinking you're going to change somebody.
Yes.
Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, if they don't want to change, they're not going to.
They're not going to change. And it's not really your job to change anybody.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
It's only your job to shine.
I learned that the hard way, Deb.
Girl, we all learned it the hard way.
Oh yeah,
We're
I'm
just
relearning
less
it
tethered.
every day. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I relearned that yesterday, and I'm probably gonna have to learn it again tomorrow.
Yes, yes, we all do. We all go with the best expectations,
Yeah.
right? Because it comes from a place of love, right? You're
Yes.
like, I want to be happy, and I want this to go somewhere, but it's not your job to change anybody.
No, we want to see great in people.
Absolutely.
This one especially.
You always see great in you.
Yeah.
It just shines through your personality.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. It's so weird because like I feel like me off stage and on stage are two like totally different people. Like on stage, I'm so confident and I sink into this place where I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And then I'm off stage, I'm like, hi, like I hide in the corner, like I'm so awkward. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, she was cool, not me.
I don't think you're two different people. I just think there's a part of you that feels really safe on stage. I don't think that it's. I don't think you're playing a. I could be wrong. I don't want to tell you what you are. You aren't. But for me,
it does feel like home.
It's like, yeah, when you get up on stage, I'm like, there she is. Like
That's how you know you were meant to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you feel like home when you're up there, that's what you were meant to do.
Yeah, it's sinking into that place of like, oh, I love it up here. Like I don't want to get off stage.
Yeah.
Like it feels weird being in the audience and not being on stage.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to rounds and things like that, I'm like, it would be so fun to just be up there and grab a mic and be like, hello. Like
just whipping out delusion. Tell the cake story. All right, let's talk.
Gosh.
Let's because you know the three of us we'll be sitting here till 3 o'clock in the morning.
I know these men are like,
all right,
we'll never eat.
I know.
Put 3 yappers in a room.
Eating
See what
is
happens.
overrated, gentlemen. All right, let's talk about this 24 days of delusional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Give me the concept. Tell me how it worked. And by the way, I think both cakes were beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, you came up with the idea.
Yeah. So,
and that's to the new year? Are we really only 24 days away from the new year?
So we're doing 12 days of delusion because we know we're going to get lost in
right.
Christmas. And
I'm lost already thinking we only have 12 more days to have to prepare for a new year.
Play on like the 12 days of Christmas. And at the top of the year, we did a vision board. It was the first year we had done it. We've always talked about it. And it's crazy. Like the night we did it, we made a thing of it for us. We didn't film it. We didn't make it a social media thing. We just
I love that.
made it. And
Chrissy, God bless the managers like you. Truly, God bless the managers like you.
Well, dreaming is like you got to dream.
You got to dream, and you got to dream big.
Well,
and it's got to be yours.
What she did that was different was on the back of hers. It kind of almost mimics a prayer to me, but she just wrote thank you. Like, thank you for this award. Thank you for my song going to radio. Thank you for me walking my first red carpet. Like, all of these really cool things. And I remember her like
I'm still manifesting the platinum record, but we'll get there.
Like
girl,
some of it was
we're there.
Like
it was shooting for the stars,
right.
you know? I mean, like I was like we go back to delusion. So like I mean, there was a lot of things I'm like, oh, that is so delusional for putting that on a board. When I'm like, to me, like I'm still very like beginner.
But there were things you thought were delusional when you did them that you did. Like thank you for me walking my first red carpet.
And even country radio like feels bizarre, like that. I'm like, cool, that's a box check.
Win, that's a win.
Country radio was on there. Go to my first award show, mind blown. So I have this, I refer to this meme a lot that is, I love Jesus, just so everybody knows. I don't know if I can say this on your podcast.
Absolutely. You can say anything you want.
There's this meme I refer to constantly that is the most elementary school meme, but it is this picture of this little girl like squeezing a tiny teddy bear. And Jesus is kind of bent in front of her like this, saying, trust me.
Right.
And then behind his back, he's got a bigger teddy bear.
Right.
And we were supposed to be going to an event on the night of CMA. It was like an after party. Yes. And
first of all, that's cool.
It is cool. What happened the morning of was I realized that our RSVP, they didn't give me a +1.
Oh,
so So Remy and I were so excited. I'm like, I don't even want to go without you. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, I love it. I love the sister bond.
I called her and I was like, babe, they didn't give me a +1. Like some people, I wasn't cool enough for +1 yet. Next year they'll give me +10. I'm sure.
Next year they're gonna give you a row.
That's on
you
my
get your own row,
board.
girlfriend.
But
we're both gonna get in.
But so
that's right.
I had to call her and say, hey, I don't have we're not going, or at least like I don't.
Yeah, that's like letting your best friend down.
5 minutes later, it was probably half an hour later.
Yes.
I'm on the phone with her mom talking about just some other things we have going on, and she texts me and says, I get to go to the CMA Awards tonight. I just got invited to go to the CMA Awards tonight.
Shout out ASCAP, my PRO, Dwayne.
Yeah, we love you, Dwayne.
We love you, Dwayne.
I love the outfit too. You look beautiful.
She looked amazing.
You looked beautiful.
So she got to go to the CMAs, and it was like,
was it life changing?
It was so cool. Like, the number one thing I can say, like, I was looking at everyone, and they all look stunning, and you know, I was like, wow, seeing all of like my favorite people like in one room is so bizarre to see.
It's unbelievable,
like Ashley
right?
Gorley walking by while he's on the phone. I was like, hi.
Hi,
like,
I'm Remy.
I was like, do you want to write? I'm kidding. But like, and then like, yeah, just seeing all like the amazing artists like getting up and playing, and you know, just I love celebrating country music.
I think it's. I watch the Christmas country music thing. I'm like, this is great. I love it.
I love that we all get to gather and celebrate and rally around, like so many like just so many like people's hard work, like artists, writers, producers, musicians.
Agreed.
I love rallying around just and like getting to showcase that and like award them for all like the things they've done this year.
Absolutely.
So I think that was a big highlight for me.
Yeah.
And
it was on your delusion board.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, how did you get the ticket?
ASCAP. They just were like, I have a spare. You want it? And I said, yeah, sure.
And they were good seats.
When
you were sending me photos, I was like, dang.
I know, it was beautiful. And I just asked, I was like, what do I wear? Like, you know what? Chrissy coming in clutch again. She gave me her pants.
Yeah, the outfit I was supposed to wear to the Empire, to the party we were going to.
Right.
I probably should.
Did you go to the party?
I still went to the party because one of my other
not
acts,
pantsless.
No, I wore something.
You gave up your nipple pads and your
nipple
pants.
Pads and
this
pants.
is a beautiful fucking story.
This girl, I mean, she was like, we tried to go
when
shopping.
Where I'm lacking, Chrissy makes up for the others.
Right, exactly.
We tried to go shopping. She had luckily had a hair appointment that day, but like I was just like, we were in a store that we love, Trendy Tipsy, we love you. So we weren't finding what we needed, and I had my outfit hanging on a hanger in the car, and I told the girl, I was like, hey, can I grab something? Can I just have her try something on really quick? And I ran out and I just grabbed my entire outfit. I was like, try this Cinderella. So she put it on.
Bippity boppity boo,
she
sister.
Was like, I feel good in this. So that's what she wore.
I know. You're a fairy godmother.
Oh,
you are a fairy godmother.
I do my best. But that was on her delusion board too. So anyway, all this back to the vision board and 12 Days of Delusion. One of the things that was on there, and not because we really care about going viral, but because the industry cares about going viral, was she put like, thank you for my song going viral.
Wow.
And we haven't had that happen yet. We've had some really cool things, but we haven't had that flash to get
it's
people
coming, girl.
100%. So what we've decided is to do this 12 Days of Delusion, and I'll let you explain it. But
I know. Let's hear this. When I heard from Hope Road that you were baking a cake, I'm like, let's take the shoot there.
Yeah.
I want to go to Remy's.
I know.
I want to go to Remy's house.
You would have laughed. I think you would have peed your pants at what I was doing. It was a mess. 12 Days of Delusion. It's just like every single day.
Did today one launch today?
Day one is today. Yeah, it starts today. She announced that she was doing it yesterday, and then
like
day one
was today. Day one was a skit of God creating me. It was very funny.
Oh my goodness.
But the 12 Days of Delusion, like every single day, I'm doing every single possible way of how to go viral or how people have gone viral in the past on social media. And whether that's lip singing videos, cooking, TikTok dances.
Oh my goodness.
Like
this is
ASMR,
too funny.
But like I'm doing all these wild, crazy things, and it's been very funny and it's been very entertaining.
Did you shoot them all already?
I've shot
80%
of them. I think there's like 20% that we like still need to there's like maybe 2 more that need to happen.
Hope, get over here.
I know.
Hope's on her way.
She's the best. She's on her way right now.
Well, maybe we can use a clip from this to go viral. Podcasts. That's how people go viral too.
Yes. But no, so we're doing all these fun ways, and let me tell you, I have felt just so out of my comfort zone, and I'm like, this is so embarrassing, but it's great.
Yeah.
And to be honest, props to the people who do this.
Honestly.
Who have their little
honestly.
they're stick, shish, whatever it is.
Shtick.
Shtick.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say? Shtick.
Shtick.
It's a fun.
Yes, it's a very shtick. Interesting word. There's
Yeah,
shtick.
it is a shtick though for that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel sorry for parents right now with the damn mouth on the shelf, let alone you baking a cake.
Lord.
Yeah. I
Lord.
mean,
there's some
but,
funny
like,
ones though.
Shout out to them for getting up and doing their thing every day and sticking to that, because that's what like brings in their views and their followers and their engagement. Like getting to do all these
And
things.
you know that hustle.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I know like as a musician, they're like, cool, like you could just lip sync a video or like play guitar and sing. I'm like, yeah, but like sometimes people want to click on something else too. So
Sure.
I mean, I'm doing bizarre things.
Oh my gosh,
And
I cannot wait to see this. Can I get a little preview tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what tomorrow is.
The thing is, we shot them out of order.
Yes.
And my silly self was
love
like, I was like, oh, I think this would be a good day 3. So I would have her say like day 3 of Delusion, but I can't remember what each order is. But so it'll be fun for me to rewatch them in the order that we put them in. But it's
every single time I see it, I'm like, man, I forgot we did that one.
I know. That's crazy too. It is. It's the same.
Yeah,
yes.
me and Hope did a TikTok dance
my goodness.
tonight before I came here, and it was so funny. I said, I'm so glad you're doing this with me.
I know. I'm not going down alone.
I said, me doing it alone is just not an option.
Not the vibe. But yeah,
I love her.
So we'll see. It may not work, but it's like, why not?
Why not?
The idea of like
you don't know if you don't try.
Well, you start the year delusional with a vision board. Why not end it delusional enough to believe in the last 30 days
Absolutely.
you can have a viral moment?
What a party we will have if this happens.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, bring on the tequila soda.
Bring on the tequila and soda. Absolutely. What's coming up for 2025?
Well, we're going into the studio December 19th and 20th. Whether this is out by then or not.
We'll drop you tomorrow, girlfriend. You want it tomorrow? We'll get it out tomorrow.
Mitch is like,
for you? No, Mitch would do it, I think. Not tomorrow, Mitch. I'll give you a week. This is Remy.
Mitch, you're the best.
I would do it. I will do it, but I appreciate the few days.
yeah.
We'll give him a week. We drop on Thursdays. We'll give him until next Thursday.
We'll give you some time.
Yeah, we'll give him until next Thursday and get that out.
No, so the 19th and 20th, I'm going into the studio with my amazing producer, Mark Siegel, who produced my Southern Luxury project and everything there on out. And we're recording 6 songs.
What?
I know. It's all fun and it's all very different. And, like, some of them follow into the lane of delusional a little bit, them being a little quirky, a little weird, and a little out there. And it's all feel good, happy.
That's awesome.
Just...
It's Remy.
Just
it's
me.
all
Yeah,
very
it's me.
Remy.
It's
It's
all
very
me. It's all very
Remy.
me and very much where I'm at right now. Like I'm very happy. When I'm sad, I will write. I will dig deep and I will cry. And like I will write my emotional songs. So I'm just in a phase of just living my best life. I'm very at peace with just like I
am 100%
I'm very
for
happy.
people living there, but you know that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm like, just this is the only ride you're getting.
Like
And I love that you're at peace because
Yeah.
it's stressful. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
like
some people come in and you're like, all right, just drop your shoulders, drop them. It's
Yeah.
gonna be okay,
Take a
you
deep
know.
breath.
Yeah, like mentally, like I've never been so clear in my life. I have some of the best people in my corner, aka Chrissy.
Yes, no doubt.
I will never stop. I will never shut up about you. But like I do, like I have some of the like most genuine, talented, amazing humans around me that I wake up and I'm like counting my blessings every day that they're here and like they're linking arms with me and walking with me.
That's
through
so
this whole
amazing.
thing.
Start from
See,
gratitude.
And we wake up every morning and you're like, we get to hang with this one. Like,
I know.
Like I get to do something.
Like
with,
I literally sent like a picture of you and Shane and I from a Halloween party. Like, oh my God, what was it? Like 2 years ago? Like 2 or 3 years ago. And I was like, I love y'all. Like I found it in my camera roll, and I was like, I love them. I was like, I miss them. I was like, it's been a minute. I was like, Thanksgiving. I know, 3 days. I was like,
It's been a minute.
I was like, it's been a minute. And I was like,
Did you stay here in Nashville for?
No, I went home to Birmingham, Alabama.
How was it? Did you have such a great time?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was good to just see my family and cousin and like her babies and like spoil them and like give them sugar highs from giving them
love
Sour Patch
that.
Kids and sweet tea that
Right.
I probably shouldn't be doing. But
First of all, sweet tea is life changing.
yes.
yeah.
I had to get myself off the sugar. It was not easy.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're from the South,
Yes.
sweet tea is your
My-
jam.
Sweet tea
My
is real
ex
sweet.
hated sweet tea. That should have been a red flag, honestly.
Yeah. It's
Should've been.
really.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
My ex didn't like sweet tea. That should have been a red flag.
But he didn't. He also. What was it that he put on it? Well, we don't have to talk about it, but
Doesn't matter. Onward and upward.
there were some red. There were some very red.
Glaringly.
You know what you need to do. I mean, forget the red flags. Start finding green flags in people.
Oh.
Let's talk about your personal life. What's going on, my friend?
Oh my gosh, I do have a man.
Woo!
I know. And you know what? He's a walking green flag. I think I'm gonna be the problem, Dad. And like,
And
Rusty
that
is
why
a
we brought you
walking
here
green
today.
flag, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why does this poor man have to pick
we're
up my
here
mess?
to talk about everything that's wrong with me.
Right.
Yeah, he's
No, he's so great and phenomenal and perfect.
Oh, I'm so
that
happy for you.
I'm just over here thinking, man, I'm gonna be the one to mess this up.
No.
Right. You will
Like,
never.
no.
He must be so proud. Is he in the industry?
No.
Thank God.
No, thank
Beautiful.
God. Yeah. Like I just don't think I could date anyone in the industry. I like keeping things separate.
Yeah.
Yes.
In my industry, like I love my peers and my friends.
Yes.
And my relationships.
And you do an
here.
amazing job
And I
of it.
would-
Like
I
you're
would
so good
never-
at like networking
Yeah.
with everybody.
And I would never want to do anything to jeopardize that.
Right.
Yeah. No. He's in Georgia.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's great. Yeah. He.
Do
does-
I go as deep as how do you meet or no? Too personal.
Oh, I mean, you can if you want.
All right,
to.
let's go
I mean,
there.
It's a very interesting. It's so bizarre. I've known him for 7 years. I met him through my first boyfriend. Actually, they were on the same baseball team.
Wow. And we've already written songs about the ex-boyfriend. So come on.
Yes, I know. So
You know you're a terrible ex when you end up at a country song.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Honestly.
terrible.
Yeah.
I know. It's like. I mean, listen. Whenever you're dating like a singer and an artist, like
There's a very good
You need
chance.
to know what you're getting yourself into.
Amen. Right.
So-
or a podcast host.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
very
You're-
good
you're
chance.
gonna be
There's, I'm
talked
going to be
about.
triggered at some point, right?
Yes.
It's going to
But-
come up.
I met him 7 years ago, like, because he played on the same baseball team that my boyfriend at the time did in college. And, like, I'd go to the games. He'd see me. He followed me. And, like, we'd interact, like, over, like, the years, like, because he was very sweet and supportive. He's like, I love your new song. I'll say thank you.
Oh.
That would be that. He was just a sweet supporter.
We
and
love
I was
those
like,
people.
Aw. I was
He's
like, I like.
absolutely a golden retriever.
Yeah, he's a golden retriever for sure. I was like, aw, look at that
First of
cutie
all,
in the-"
that's the greatest
know.
compliment I think you can give
Yeah.
somebody that you're a golden retriever.
Yeah, no, he's so sweet.
Best dog ever.
I went in like not wanting to like this guy. I was like,
I'm going to tell you.
I did not want to like him.
Right,
Sorry,
because you
buddy.
know
I
what?
won't say
That's
his name. I won't
you're
dox
handing
him,
over
but-
your heartstrings.
Well, and I've seen her go through a lot over the past
Yes.
couple of years, and she's really focused. And so I was like,
Right.
also, I
You're like,
know,
don't
we
be
need this
delusional
distraction,
and up
bro.
this ride for us, girl.
But
I know. You know what my mom said over Thanksgiving when he was in Birmingham? Like, he picked up all of our plates and went to go do the dishes. And she said, he does the dishes? I was like, yeah, he comes trained.
Oh Lord,
And she-
That's amazing.
he's
Yeah.
sweet. Like there's some. I mean, yeah, he's a good one. Like I wouldn't tell right away. She was like, "What do you think? Do you like him?" I'm like,
Right. I don't want to like
And
him.
I want
want you to get
say
it.
straight
Yeah,
away
I
that
want
I
you
liked
on that
him.
stage at the
and, like,
CMAs.
also, it's not your job to like him.
Well,
Because
and-
your best interest is for me.
Well, and
Right.
I didn't. I'm really.
That's
big
beautiful.
on-
You said that. It's profound,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, your dad.
I always
that's
tell
a-
my friends, like when they, go through breakups or dating, I'm like,
I mean,
Texas is wide
he
open.
would sit here and say the same thing. He'd be like,
Yeah,
it's not your job.
dad said
Yeah.
that actually recently. He and I were talking about something, and I asked what he thought, and he said we weren't talking about your boyfriend. We were talking about somebody else, and he goes, "It's not my job to like him. It's my job to be Remy's dad."
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like,
You're
I
not
love
marrying him,
I love
right.
Mr. Garrison. He's a good man.
How long's it been, Rem?
It's been almost 3 months. It's fresh. It's new.
I love
I
this.
know. It's,
They're honeymooning.
I know.
I
They're
love that
honeymooning.
you're like at peace. I mean, I always love that you're delusional. That's part of
Oh
your
yeah,
charm.
we're gonna stay delusional.
But I love that you're sitting back, loving your best life, living it, stepping into your dreams, and to meet somebody, even though it's only been 3 months, right? I don't know why. Like when genuine people are genuine, why do we have to put a timestamp on it?
That's
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like I feel like that. I feel that because sometimes some things really are
Just
Well,
really-
it's like our connection. I feel like
Yes.
I feel like we've broke bread together. And
Yes,
we've had,
same.
Like,
I
feel like-
literally,
Yes.
and Jake's same way. He's like, Chrissy, I'm like, Chrissy's family. We go to Chrissy.
yeah,
like
I don't
immediately
think
first.
I don't think it matters. Like you could be like in a 5.5-year relationship and to be the worst relationship of your life. And like
people have been married for 50 years and hate their spouse.
100%.
Yes, and like I don't think it matters about the amount of time. I think it's the effort and just like the actions they show you in the time they have with you, and like that's what he's shown me, and I'm like, wow.
He's very intentional so far. Yeah,
that is so great. Let's bring him on the show now.
I didn't. You'd actually probably love him.
I would probably love him.
He is a joy to
right.
talk to.
I mean, God bless him. Don't let him do anything, because Chrissy and I'll be driving him to a ditch.
Yeah.
I'll hold y'all to that.
Yeah, that's amazing, and it shows. You look so fulfilled and happy.
Yeah, there's a different version of her that I said this to her like a month or so ago. I was like, you know what's crazy, Rem? I've known you we're coming up on 5 years, and I was like, I am meeting a version of you that is, I've never, like, I'm seeing a part of you that's not existed before now.
Wow.
And I think it's just this really magical combination of like experiences this year, and like
you've had a great run this year. 2024 was good to you.
Yeah.
I know, it's been lovely, and I'm excited to see just what 2025 has to offer with the songs that we're going to studio with, and just everything. I'm just excited for everything. Like, I don't know what's to come, but I'm sure it's gonna be good.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be hard to beat, though. It's going to be hard to beat this year. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
Except when you're on the stage at the CMA.
Yeah, that might.
Right. Can Chrissy and I get really good seats?
You're going to be backstage.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to play the guitar or something.
We're not going to have to share nipple pads.
No.
We'll all get our own.
She better upgrade. That better be. She better. I'm like, for the record, I do want to say on this podcast, I really do miss mine, and I have not replaced them. I would like to get those back.
I will get them back. I'll order some tonight.
It's funny to tell you that story.
Tomorrow's so funny. Like, Amazon's coming to drop nipple pads to, like,
for you,
for all of us. Like, I feel like someone's going to be like, we need to send them out.
The Cakes brand is the best brand.
Yeah.
They don't leave a
Cakes
line.
nipple pads, sponsor us and give us like a lifetime supply of nipple pads, please.
Right. We'll hand them out.
I'm looking at the
We'll hand them out at Rennie shows.
Yeah.
You could start signing them.
Oh, no, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
I agree. I think so, too.
I don't know if anyone's ever signed a nipple pad, but I'll do it.
That is so funny.
So stick to the baseball hats, my girlfriend. Stick to the baseball hats.
Yes.
Are you scheduled to play anywhere in 2025?
Oh, man. As of right now, no. But, like, I'm sure we'll have something.
Are you looking forward to this, like, Nashville hits that mid-December, mid-January?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you both looking forward to this little break?
I have mixed feelings about it all the time, because I know it's always good to have rest, but I hate taking a break because I get stir crazy.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm pretty sure, like, we're just used to the routine of go, 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 go.
Yes.
My ADD thrives on being busy.
And you guys go, 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 go.
When I'm not busy, I sit there and I overthink. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing anything. And I'm like, okay, but today's my day off. But, like, I'm not doing anything.
I honestly think everybody that's especially, and entrepreneurs and artists and people that, truly sing for their supper.
Yes.
Well, and
when you're down, you don't know how to handle it.
Rejection sensitivity really high, like, and you can, like, I know that it's there, and I'm like, oh, this is you being a little irrational.
You're in your head.
But
right.
I usually, like, a weekend, and I know, like, people don't clock back in Nashville, honestly. It's usually, like, closer to the end of January.
Yeah.
But I will.
I know. That's when, like, hotel rates go back up February 1st.
Yeah. But those
it's
2
crazy.
weeks into
Anywhere
January,
else in the world, you would never overpay
anymore.
in February.
Close up shop. I gotta go get a job at. I gotta go get a retail job. Like every year, my husband's like, "Are you just gonna chill? Like, just this is like
that's a really
gift you're
uncomfortable
being
zone
given."
to be in when you are used to going. And you guys are like the busiest people.
We try to be, but I think the goal for our biggest goal going into this year is literally her being in front of as many people as possible on as many.
Let's
stages
get that
as
pretty
possible.
face in front of every human being we can find.
Yeah, because that's where people fall in love with her on a stage.
Yes,
I hope to like do like a tour. I hope to like open for someone, or just like just do more band shows. I miss my band. I gotta text them. I'm gonna text them and be like, hi. Like,
I miss you guys.
Yeah, I'm like, I miss y'all.
Yeah.
That's great, though.
I hope they're stuffed with turkey and dressing right now. I hope they're just marinating and they're just
That's
enjoying.
my favorite thing.
I honestly, too, we went somewhere for Thanksgiving, and then
where'd you go?
We went to a very dear friend's who has all the friends and all the husbands and all the, together, and it's really fun. She's a walking, talking unicorn. Like, she's fabulous. You automatically feel comfortable. Is she not crazy fun to be around?
I love unicorns.
I love unicorns too. I'm not even kidding.
I have one in my den, and it's bubbles.
I mean, it's crazy. She's so like the life of the party too. Like, she's my age, and she gets drunk and does headstands at a party. That's the person you want at your party.
Yeah.
Truth, right? Like, anybody can show up with a freaking cheese board.
My friend's turning 40 tomorrow. Amy, I know it's tomorrow or Saturday, but we're celebrating all weekend.
Oh, I love it.
Like,
birthday weekend.
Yeah.
I love a birthday weekend.
I do birthday month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for
Rusty just got off birthday month, and literally I was like, when is this? Now, of course, I milk it like to death. And he's like, it's the 28th.
Yeah, we still got a couple days. Well, and I'm
like,
40.
damn, I trained him too good. He's turning on me.
Yeah.
In February, I'm turning 40, and I'm kind of thinking, I'm usually like, I don't want to talk about birthdays. I don't want to talk about birthdays. But this year, I might be that person that's like, oh, we're doing this.
I'm feeling a girl's trip.
Yes.
Oh, I need a girl's trip.
Can we all go?
Yeah.
Where do you want to go, Chrissy? It's your.
Where do you want to go?
Where you go, we go.
We go.
I don't know where to go.
How about we just
like
element of surprise?
We
fabulous.
could like put up a map and like dart it. You know?
Remy,
let's get everybody
Can we all go to
that you
Nashville?
represent
now
in
that I
one.
think about it, I don't think y'all.
First of
want
all,
me
that
throwing
would be
darts.
a
I would've
reality
missed.
show. We need to do that. We should do a girls trip. That would be like a reality show.
Yeah.
You
It
want to be a
looks like I only
billionaire
work with-
immediately? Like, that's how we do it.
it looks like I only work with blondes.
First of all, you only work with the most fabulous blondes.
Oh yeah.
Period. Like, I would roll that. I'd put that on my business card.
Yeah.
That would be on everything.
It's I like joke about it sometimes. Like, oh man, I hope that like people like. I will work with guys. If you're a brunette or a redhead, like
I love everyone.
I love everyone. It's just
like,
these really like
gravitate towards the
banging
blondes.
blondes just show up at my door and
I
I'm like,
know,
okay.
but you have quite the arraignment of amazing.
They're fun girls.
You do. That's why we say, I'm telling you, Jake could not love you any more than he does. You have a friend in Jake.
Oh.
He's like, I'm just gonna email Chrissy.
I love Jake's.
Jake rocks.
My
He's
baby
the best.
brother's name is Jake.
He's the best. He is.
my
He's
gosh,
truly
yes.
the best. And anybody that can work with me full time and like 70 hours a week, like, God bless him.
Yeah.
Because I'm like
I feel that way
here,
about
and then
me
I'm
too.
there, and then I'm like, he's like, let's get it. He knows my personality.
Would you say like, are you ADHD?
I would say I'm ADHD. I would say that. And I start, and then do I? I don't finish. Yes.
He's like, if she doesn't say yes.
First of all, can I tell you something about meeting your human? Like,
Yeah.
this man is like, he's my rock. He's my biggest cheerleader. He's my biggest fan. Like, some days I'm like, oh my God, he's going to put me
How
into
long have y'all been together?
5 years.
5 years.
And some days it's like, oh my God, because, he has a very stressful job. And, he's a biomedical engineer, goes in and out of surgery all day, and literally shows up the same damn happy human, wonderful, grateful human. I can burn a string bean. And he's like, this is the best string bean. You looked the prettiest. It really is. He's so grateful. Talk about like finding your person in this world.
Yeah.
It took me a little while. I made some delusional decisions, but you get
It
it.
happens
You know
to the
what's
best of us,
crazy?
Deb.
When you find your person, you have a season where you're like, maybe you're not my person. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, I'm going through this in my relationship, but my husband and I have been together. We've known each other since we were kids. I mean, we've known each other since we were 18.
It's a long time.
We've been married for 10 years, but we've known each other since we were 18. And I don't know what like has happened in the universe, but we found. It's like the best way I can explain it is imagine like marrying somebody who literally doesn't speak the same language as you.
Right.
And then like your goal is to like, because I love you, I want to learn your language. And like, but that's hard. Like learning
So
a new
hard.
language is hard, especially when you're older. I didn't know that, but it's
right.
easier to
We're
learn
not
a new language.
old, sister.
But
Stop
I mean,
it.
like, it's easier for a child to learn a new language than it is an adult.
Absolutely. We're already. We're in our own.
Right.
Yeah. Agreed.
But my husband and I, like, we recently have just found like. We had like a riled up moment yesterday, like a normal like tiffy moment.
Yeah. Well, when your cohabitation is not easy, my friend.
Yeah, roommates, friends, siblings.
Right. Dog.
Like,
did you feed this dog? It was medicine. Like all of a sudden you're snippy. It's really your job, but you didn't do it. Right. I feel it.
It used to be, it would be like I popped up. I was between, I'm learning something I struggle with is like transitions, like literal, like the transition from one place to another, or like from the bed to the closet to get dressed. Sometimes it just depends on the day. So I was transitioning from one place to another yesterday, and he called me, and I just was like, my fuse was shorter than it usually is.
Yeah.
And this morning, like, he texted me, and he was like, I realize now that like, you weren't mad at me. I called you and you
at the wrong time.
I called you and you were mad, and I just like
it was the Lego effect. We were building.
It's cool to just think like some things that you're like, oh, like a couple years ago I thought this might burn to the ground, but now I'm like,
I'm still in awe of the way he handles situations.
Yeah,
like when I'm crumbling, he knows just to stand up.
That's amazing.
It is such an amazing, it really is such an amazing thing. All right, I'm going to give you a little trick with relationships, right?
Oh, ready. All right.
Okay, ready?
I feel like I'm going to need
I don't know.
this.
Did I talk about this earlier? I might have earlier, but for my two favorite girls. It's cohabitating is hard, right? New relationships, it's like a shiny car and then somebody spills a Dr. Pepper in it. And it's a very, communication is the thing that we should all be so incredible at. Because look at us. The three of us could spend weeks together and not run out of stuff to talk about, right? But when you start throwing in life, and situations and money and feelings and family and everything else, we kind of lose the art and we fall into a rhythm of not communicating correctly. It's not consciously. Nobody wants to hurt anybody else's feelings. So I work with a lot of couples, and what I tell them is, there has to be, and I'll segue back to the story when you and I first met. There has to be a time where you can be heard.
Yes.
There has to be a time when saying what is on your mind is okay without worrying about the reaction or the guilt or the shame or the judgment or anything else. So what I tell couples, and I've heard that this is, thunderous applause of this. At the end, you pick a time. At the end of the day, I mean, we go to bed at the same time together. It's important, like that's the only time I actually see him peacefully. It's not like planes, trains, and automobiles all the time. How he keeps up with my schedule, I do not know. But he does a bravo job. He's amazing. So I tell couples to take a certain amount of time, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever. And you have to be silent. You have to be attentive. You have to go in non-judging, and you have to put their words above your needs and thoughts for that moment.
Yeah.
And you make it a practice. Oh, it's 5 minutes. Start with 5, right? The things that you will hear, the dialogue, I've heard couples be like, we weren't intimate, and that brought the intimacy back, because you can't be too busy for your person.
Right.
You can't marry somebody and not give them adequate speaking time, know? And I think that's the thing, because when somebody says I'm sure your husband says, I want to talk to you, you're like, this is going to the budget, shit's going real.
Here we go.
Right, exactly.
Check the bank account.
But at the time, if we could just block and give somebody the time to be heard.
Yeah.
Is so incredibly important. So I'll segue back to when I met Rusty. When we got serious and, whatever, we were cohabitating, and is that like illegal? Can we even say that? Or some I don't even know. I know it's so scandalous. It's ridiculous. I assume if people live together, they're having sex. That's just what's happening. So I remember him saying one night, and he has a very stressful job, and he's got 3 amazing kids that he's done such an incredible job at. And I remember him saying, I'm so envious, like he hits the pillow, he's out. I toss, I turn, I adjust, I flick my eyelid.
Does he snore?
No, he doesn't snore. He doesn't snore at all, actually. I'm like, he doesn't.
Lucky.
And he cooks and he cleans and he shops. He's
Jeepers.
amazing. I'm telling you, I need to write a damn book for this shit. We're going to do a whole podcast on how we find good men, by the way.
Jeepers creepers.
I know. He's really good. But I remember one night, and he was tired. I mean, he has a stressful job. And I remember him leaning over and saying, I love you. I'm so proud of you. Is there anything you want to tell me? Because, like, I don't want you to think that I didn't hear you today.
I love that.
Wow.
What?
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, all right, no, this is open forum. I'm going for 4 hours.
You're like,
I'm like, bring it a
Time
camera
for a
crew.
I
rant.
want to tell you, you cannot leave.
But to think that before he completed his day, as exhausted he was, it was more important that I went to bed with without an unfinished emotion.
Yes. That's good.
That's so important.
Keep that one.
I know.
That's so important.
I know. And he's like, I know it's been like it's been like he's now explaining to me why he's like, I don't want, and it was true raw that he's like, I don't want you to ever feel like you're not being heard.
That's awesome.
That's
And
so
I tell
special.
people, I know this as somebody that works with people, the 5-minute rule or the whatever it is, but to have somebody do it back to you is magic.
Yeah.
Practice that role.
Yeah.
It changes. Because we all go, right? I mean, women especially wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, I will get up in the middle of the night and change the freaking clothes in the dryer. That's insanity.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Because you know why? My head's spinning. I'm like, might as well get that shit fluffed
Yep.
Yes.
for the next morning.
That's the fun. Oh my gosh.
But I don't do it anymore because my rock is there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it doesn't matter. He's got me.
It'll be okay.
It's going to be okay.
Something I learned this year that goes hand in hand with what you're talking about is learning. I learned last year, but we've really put into practice this year. Is like, what did you hear me say when things seem to go sideways?
Yes.
Because that's another.
Well,
one
it's a whole nother. It's like there's 3 sides to every story.
Yeah, because sometimes you find yourself in the midst of a reactive situation. And you're like, oh, I didn't see this go. What did I say? But sometimes it's like, oh, what did you hear me say?
And
situation
really, the only thing in the whole scheme of life, building and growing these artists and of all the things, the only thing we can really control in the whole world is our reaction.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have power to not do that or to choose how you talk to people. We can't, we're not in control of what you're wearing as you're getting the award at the CMAs next. We're not. I mean, I know it's going to include nipple pads. I know that.
Yes, 100%.
You already know.
Right, I got that part.
Thanks.
But the only thing we can really, and I've had, it's crazy when life is like the closest thing is to take out on a person who's that's gonna love you anyway.
Yeah, scuff it up so that you shine.
Yeah,
Maybe you
and
shine
really,
a little brighter.
I've had to literally sit back and be like, he's waited all day
Yeah.
to just spend some time with me. Like, that's an honor and a gift.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at relationships that way, it changes your whole different aspect of the way you.
I love that.
It's a lot to choose to be with somebody for, to do life with anybody.
It is. It's a lot.
It's a
It
lot.
is really. But I can tell you, I've never been happier in my life. I've never been more fulfilled in my life. I'm, best friend. I'm like, hold on. I have to sneak into a room to tell him stuff.
I'll tell you a secret.
Right. Greatest drinking buddy ever.
so much
Greatest drinking buddy. He's ridiculously fun, right? So it could be like a Saturday morning. I'm like, we should do this. He's like, let's go.
And
Right.
you're an adventurer? Yeah.
The adventurer?
You're an adventurer?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was used to everything having to be structured in my first marriage and everything being if you're not working, you're lazy, right?
Yeah.
Well, these are all just shut up. If you're not working on a Saturday, it's because you're human.
Yeah.
Not because
Yay.
you're lazy. And he's so much fun. I'm like, we should. He's like, okay, let's go.
I love that.
It's
Adventure is
it is.
you can never have too much of that.
It is.
Yeah, learn new things together. Explore
it.
the world. Do things that you haven't done before.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean.
And drop all that.
life
I
is way
have to
too
be
short.
this in front of that person. Be yourself. You're perfect just the way you are.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing we learned this year is
True.
oh, this gets easier when we just stop.
Comparing ourselves to
Yeah.
others. But I mean, we live in a world where the biggest fear is judgment. What
Yeah.
other people are going to think of us. But
And
Remy,
we
I
watch
can tell you
highlight
you're
reels.
perfect just the way you are.
Heck yeah.
And Chrissy, I can tell you you're perfect just the way you are.
Yes.
You're perfect,
Perfect
just the way you are.
That Rusty's over there like flashcards, like, no, she's not. She's a slob. He walks around the house big. He's like, she's Big Ben.
There's a well, I'm a tangent person. You probably don't want me to go on another tangent, but there's a scene in a movie that I love called Josie and the Pussycats, and they're like, I love you and I love you. It's just this very like love fest moment, and that's what that just reminded me of.
I know,
love
it's
Josie
good,
and
I love
though.
everything about that.
Yeah.
I know, I do. And you know what? It's such a cool, like, it's such a, and for me, I didn't even know it was your first podcast. I feel so freaking honored to have such a quality human being on on your first podcast.
I'm so happy.
I want you to go on other
quality
podcasts and be like, I
podcast.
need you to be like Deb.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, some podcasts are hard.
Yeah.
Like I get excited. Some people I'll see like their cover art or like I'll see a clip on socials and I'll go to listen to the podcast. I'm like, I can't listen to this for 40 minutes.
You know, I think the thing about podcasts, we had one of the greatest, biggest podcasts this morning, host on here as a guest, well, via Zoom. I think people who get in, and it might be a little in the artist and in the management thing too, is like they forget that the podcast really isn't about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
This isn't about me. I'm honored to have such amazing, incredible people like both of you. Oh. It's not about me. It's about both of you.
The listening part is hard. There's a couple podcasts that I feel like they love. Those people love the sound of their own voice. Some of them I do love the sound of their voices too.
Right.
Barry Sarah's really good at that.
Yes.
Like her podcast is very like.
I have to listen. She's a sunshine. What a cutie pie. She's like, I'm a mom. I'm like, sit on down, Mom.
Yeah, she lets people that like her whole heart is to hear their stories. She's like, people kind of know mine because this is based around a song and has my life around it. Like
I love
wanna
that
hear yours.
too. There's so many things, and like Remy, in your youth, learn this. There's things that come from a book. There's things you hear and that you read or that you see on social media. There is no greater story than being told by a human being.
Yeah.
I love strangers. I love them. Do I not? I've been to 2 weddings of complete strangers I've met on planes.
Yes.
And I feel like you'll never really know what it feels like to be somebody if you don't have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like you just said, like sitting next to people on planes. I love sitting next to people.
Oh,
on
me
planes
too.
and
I'm a
striking
stranger.
Conversation.
Oh, you don't even know. Remy and I we're road tripping.
Yeah.
For Chrissy's birthday, we're going
gonna
around
make
the world.
friends with the whole plane.
Yeah, just in it's a short month, but 20,
Right. You know what's really funny? I fly so
We'll
much.
extend it. We'll extend out.
Girl,
the
you're allowed to do whatever you want. There's no rules here. You want it to be a year? You want a 6-month celebration? We can do it.
It's funny.
Heck yeah.
I have talked a lot
Happy
about
birthday, Chrissy, on day 54.
365. I have talked a lot about turning like that's the age I've talked about the most.
You
and
look
not in a
22
fearful
years
way,
old,
but
my friend.
I'm
Are
excited.
you afraid
Like,
of the look or
literally-
the age or what?
No, I'm excited.
I'm
Like,
like wine,
Chrissy-
damn. I only got better.
Like I told her I need to see her birth certificate
I
because
know.
I'm sure I'm like your ID's fake. You are not.
I
almost
seriously,
40.
I mean, you look like you're 25 years old.
I'm not afraid of the number. I think it's the like somebody said this day. I was like, that's exactly how I would explain it. I've started doing more life math,
Right.
and being like,
Screw that,
like
like math.
I'm so good at making money. I'm so good that we talk about this a lot with our teams. Like,
Right.
The one thing I cannot produce for you is more time. Like
Nobody
I can't
can.
give you more time.
This is why it is so important. Like I tell, it's the only one thing that we can give people,
can't
right?
You can't.
And you
get
can't
that.
get it back. And
Yeah.
not only that, but like I am very selective who I give my energy to and
Yeah.
who I give my
Yes.
time
As you
to
should
because
be.
it's been misused,
Uh-huh.
right? And that hurts. And not only that, but like I have great energy.
You do.
You know, so like
Sunshine.
Come on,
I
babe.
want thank you. And so I am very, but part of that comes with going into, like Remy said, into the best part of your life.
Yeah.
And being comfortable in your own skin and and that's it. And I love my life, and I think it shows in so many ways.
Yeah,
it does.
Money comes and money goes, but like time,
Yes,
cannot
it
get that
does.
back.
And you know
That's the only
what?
part
Money
about
will
40 that's
find
crazy.
its way.
Yes.
Oh,
It
100%.
will. Like, the biggest stressor is always money, but it figures itself out.
Oh, it'll chase you if you like.
Chrissy, are you taking new clients? You knew someone's going to see this show and be like, "Hold on, is she taking them?" Do you want a brunette? You want a man? Do you want a male ginger?
I've been wanting to a male ginger. I'd love. Yes, we were specifically looking for a male redhead. In 2025, I'm really hoping to work with probably a male client. That's something I've been talking to a friend of mine about. But I also like the thing about me is it's funny. I didn't.
Somebody's going to see this show. First of all, everybody loves Remy's was like a huge hit.
Oh my
Everybody
gosh, my
loves
girl.
Remy, right? Like Remy is like Remy should be bottled and like sold for Christmas treats.
Yes.
Party
my
favors.
gosh.
That's what you should be, a little party.
I don't
favor.
know if any. I don't know. Like, here's the thing: if I was an elf on a shelf, I'd annoy people. They'd send me back.
No,
That's
they
what
would.
Elf in the Shelves are supposed to do, though.
I know, but like
They're magic. They go back.
I would talk all the time. Like, I wouldn't shut up. Like, no one would sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. And like, I would do weird things.
Rusty
too.
and I go
Like,
out, and literally, we went out. What night did we go out last week? Friday, Saturday. Okay, we hadn't left the house. I love my new house, and I so love my life. He's like, you probably need to leave the house. I'm like, everything I've ever wanted is right here.
Yes.
My dog is here. You're here. There's like cold beer in the fridge. Why would I go anywhere?
Why would I pay to go?
Why would I go anywhere else? So we would go to this. I love a dive bar. I'm sure I've talked about that too.
Yes.
I love a dive bar, man. Give me
dive.
some
I love a
darts.
dive,
Give me
yes.
charge me $2 for a beer.
Mm-hmm.
So we go in, and there's two gentlemen sitting at the bar, and there was like sporadic people, so there wasn't two seats. They're like waving me over, and he goes, "Here she goes."
Yeah.
The night's over.
He's like, he's like, pull the string.
You're here all night.
I could see him. Right. He's like, he's like, I'm just waiting for someone to. There was a string puller right there. That's it. It's all over from here. So we're there like 10 minutes. These couples are like, you guys want to bowl with us?
Yes.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yes, I want
Not
to bowl
gonna
with
turn
you.
down a good time.
No, God, bowling is great. And our
Yes.
neighbors across in our new house, I really want you guys to come visit. Come
I
hang
want
out
to.
with us. We
No,
would love it.
I'm
We
being
would.
so serious. We're
We're going to take Remy around Philly. First of all, she's going to be the head of Philadelphia. Please come in the spring. I would love it. Stay, we'll
Yes,
shoot a
we
podcast right from the damn house. But
Yes.
it was just so funny. Our new neighbors we moved into, and the first week I was there, I was leaving for a shoot, right? So Uber pulls up, I'm throwing it. So they said to Rusty, they're like, "Where's your wife going?" He's like, "She's a podcast host." They're like, no. He goes, "God, I would have thought you said you were the president."
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's so cool, though.
It was so funny. Like, it's like they're a younger couple with like younger kids. Because if you told somebody my age you're a podcast host, you're like, why are you working that damn hard?
Yeah. You're like,
Aren't you
what
over
is that? I tried to send my dad an episode of a podcast I wanted him to listen to, and he was like, "Do I have to download an app for this?" And I was
Oh,
like,
I know.
I think it's like on your phone already. Like,
We did. We had this, right? We had this conversation.
It's pretty simple, but he was like, he did tell me when I saw him next. He's not in the same. He doesn't live here. He was like, I tried, but
I have
never
no
succeeded."
technology ability, none whatsoever. If my computer monitor goes out, I'm like, honey, Jake will imitate. Like if
Yes.
something doesn't go right, he goes, Rusty.
So do you know for sure
Yes.
that your podcast exists? Look, there's an episode of The Office where Creed Bratton has a blog, but it's not really a blog. It's just a Word document that somebody opened. and has
Right,
a-
right.
Like, do you know for sure your podcast goes out into the world?
Right, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well,
"That's
now
not
that I have Mitch, I know it is. Thanks to you,
Yes.
girlfriend.
My dad is a low tech man in the high tech world. He got Facebook like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And he like, God bless the man. Like he like is still like trying to like he posts a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you're one of those.
He's like the dad.
Like-
What's the commercials with the dad?
Like, and it's so sweet. Like every time like there's a post like on like the Remy Garrison music page, like he posts it. He's like, "That's my daughter," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
Sweet.
And
That's
like
worth every single
he'll send out like an email or like a text message like in a group text. He's like, "Go listen to Remy's new song," and I'm like,
love
"Okay."
this.
I'm like, before each song, I need to give like a rundown. Oh, I had to tell him like, I remember when Homewrecker was coming out, and like I had to sit down with him and be like, hey, I don't know if this is when you email blast
maybe
to your
don't send
friends.
this to your-
Yeah, maybe don't send this to your group chat. And he was like, why?
Her
And I
parents
was
are
like,
earth angels.
yeah. Like, and I was like, it's because it is about wrecking the home while you're being intimate with your partner. And he said,
He's like, what does that mean? Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he
That's the
said,
freaking
what?
stitch.
What?
Yeah, there's a reaction video of him. hearing it
There's
for
a
the
reaction
first time.
video of my dad listening to the song. And you know what my dad has said to me? He said, Remy, I love all your music, but I do skip that one. And I was
do.
like, wow, you don't support me. I was like, am I a disappointment? Like,
Oh my God, that's
No.
so funny.
Never.
Well, I
So
can tell you,
funny.
it's a full circle moment when you're a parent. You know,
Yes.
you hear shit that you're like, I was grossly. We're gonna be grandparents, Rusty and I.
really?
Congratulations.
That's amazing.
We're gonna be
Is
grandparents.
this gonna be your first one? Then?
Wait.
His daughter, yes, our first grandchild. I'm 29, Chris. Come on now.
That's
I
what
got
I'm
this
when's the
cranky
saying.
shit.
baby?
I know.
April
the-
4th.
What's the
It's
gender?
a girl.
Oh, you're
She's a
incredible.
girl.
It's a girl.
Have I
Oh
fully
my gosh.
emerged myself into baby mode?
Fully.
You don't. I'm.
Deb, I love it. You are gonna be a hot grandma.
Girl.
My parents, I always joke with my parents,
I
like
love
it
you
kind of
so-
stinks. You have to have kids to have grandkids because my parents are living the role of a lifetime as grandparents.
Yes, it's like
the best.
I can't even tell you. She told us on my birthday, my knees went weak. I hit the ground. I obsessively cried. He's like, "Why don't you pull it together? It's not about you." And literally, I've researched. I'm like, "Here's the glider." Like
all the best.
you don't even know. This kid's feet are not even touching the ground.
Oh,
I'm
of course.
like,
Yeah,
you
for,
don't
like,
even,
That
years.
baby gonna
Yeah.
be spoiled.
you don't even know. And all her friends have had children, and her friends are lovely. So every kid that had a baby, like we sent, Uggs and bears and cars and she's like, I'm like, somebody that before the money runs out, you better have a freaking
somebody
kid.
better have one
Because
that's
this shit's
blood.
it's gonna run out at some point. You want your kid to have that shit or not?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about being an aunt. It's
Yeah,
like
me
that is
too.
my favorite. Like
I feel the same
title.
way. I have the same. Imagine I've got a Blondie singing "Delusional."
Yeah.
I'll have her record it for you.
Please, like, I want to FaceTime her and be like, I want to like sing it for her.
Well, you
Oh
can
my
send her a
gosh,
video,
she would
too.
totally. She's
What's
like
her-
you, Remy.
what's her name?
Sadie.
Sadie.
It's a good
Okay.
name.
I love
Sadie.
that name.
She's a Southern belle. She's like you. She's sunshine in a human form.
She sounds like a cutie.
She's my person.
Yeah, that's
She's
how I
my
feel about my
person.
little niece Amelia. Every time I see her, I'm like, you just God sent you to us.
I know. I feel the same way. And her brother, same way. Like I got to see my daughter, and then I got to see them. Like what an honor of a lifetime.
It's a trip to see your siblings be parents.
Oh my
too.
God! It's my brother is an amazing father. I'm really proud of him.
I feel that way about
Probably what his wife doesn't say that, but we'll edit that. Right out. All right, girls. First of all, so happy to see you. You don't
Yeah.
even know. I'm so incredibly proud of both of you.
Oh,
You're killing it every
Thank you.
single day. And girl, this viral shit, we got this before the new year. We're gonna be fine.
yeah.
Oh, so I was like, we're good in the hood.
We're
Yeah.
good in the
gonna
hood.
happen.
Don't worry.
I know.
I feel so honored that both of you were here.
Oh,
when
thanks.
you guys said you were coming late, Jake's like, is that okay? I'm like, dude, you can drop her at 2 a.m. I build the day around Remy and Chrissy. That's what's happening.
Well, we were excited.
I'm just
when she
honored
had-
that like we're like the last people of the day.
And thank you for having me on. I'm usually behind the scenes.
Chrissy, I wanted you to come on before and you didn't want to come on.
Well, because it's like her moment.
No.
But this felt like a thing we're doing together.
I know, and like I like it that like we're like wearing like orange and blue.
I know, I
Like,
love
and
it.
honestly, here's the thing. This
I felt
feels-
like I need to go put on a hoodie. I'm like,
to be honest,
Oh,
let me say like this: orange and blue feels illegal right now, and it's because it's Auburn colors, and I'm an Alabama fan. Like we just played the Iron Bowl. We won.
That's all that matters, girl.
Roll Tide.
You
All
just
the
look like you're
camera.
gonna drop a really cool.
But like it looks like we're in a duo, and I like that. You want to start
You
one?
went political. That we finally did it. I told her one of the days of delusion should be politics.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, the best way you could do it is to have like they're Alabama fans
Real
at their
time.
house. I'm
Right.
like, you need to have like your new boyfriend show up to the Thanksgiving table with an Auburn shirt on.
Right, exactly.
And be like, that's
you want
how
to
you
stir
go
some
political.
stuff. But we
that-
love the
you wanna
boyfriend.
stir-
What's the
you wanna-
boyfriend's name?
You want to stir my parents into
Are
a
you gonna say
frenzy?
his name? on the
Right. We
podcast?
want to preserve. What's
He's
your
got
boy?
a dope name. He's got. Do you
Yeah.
want to say it on the podcast?
You know what? I will, just because I think this name is so dope. All of his sibling names are actually really cool. I'm gonna name all of them. But his name is Stafford.
Stafford.
But
Sounds very regal.
I know,
know.
right?
I love
His-
that's very sexy.
I know. Yeah, it is. And like, he's great. But like,
bet.
no, he
I
is.
bet.
Like, he has a very deep voice.
Only
and
the
every
best
time
for you.
he's like, hey,
He's
I'm
got like a Josh Turner voice.
yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
no,
so
I like
it's
that.
so deep. And like I said to him, like, can you sing "Baby Lock Them Doors and Turn Them Back"? And he's like, no. And it's so funny that you say Josh Turner. His grandma was a huge Josh Turner fan, and I
Wow.
was like, I wonder why. But his oldest sister, her name is Stanton.
Wow.
He has twins that are younger than him, Brighton and Berkeley.
I
And
feel
then
like we all need to be in
then
Navy
the
blazers.
youngest,
I know.
Buy a yacht somewhere.
Like the youngest sibling, her name is Emerson.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like 5, and yeah, like Brighton, Berkeley, Emerson, and Stanton and Stafford. Yeah,
He's
it's-
very lucky to have you, Remy.
Yeah.
People like
gosh.
you don't come along in this world.
No.
I'm lucky to have him. Honestly,
Aw.
Deb, he should come on the podcast. You
Girl,
actually
I
love
would have him
He's
on the
so sweet.
podcast, and I have to meet him next time I come down
Yeah.
He's a
absolutely.
construction worker.
for sure. He's a construction worker.
He's
That's
beefy.
okay.
He's
We're-
beefy.
He's beefy.
He's
Beefcake.
beefy. Right. Well, if he
Beefcake.
will come on the show and sing that song, turn the lights down low.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think he would do it.
Mitch,
I
we're
think
gonna
he
need more
would
crew.
do
We're
it.
gonna need more crew here.
Yeah. But
Actually, I'm not in charge of the edit. I don't really. I sit behind the desk, and then on Monday I go, "Who's dropping this week?"
yeah. What are you doing? What are you
Yeah.
doing?
I mean, I don't. But I mean, I've got the best job ever.
We got the. By the way, I'm not trying to keep it running. I'm just. But we got to see for the first time. I did, my team. He's been doing it for a long time, but doing the podcast with Mary Sarah, like, I don't know what I thought doing a podcast would be like, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a production.
on
You know, I think it's funny because I think people automatically think audio.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't think they realize there's an entire production
Multicam
Yes.
and
crew
all that
behind this.
stuff.
You know, it's lighting, it's lights, camera, action. It's, you know, I love this show.
Yeah.
This show means the
I can
world
tell
to
you
me.
do.
I mean, I wouldn't meet you in Starbucks.
No. Well, yeah, you actually, I
I
will
don't
say,
know. Knowing that
probably-
we talk, we go up and talk to strangers, I think we would. Meet
I know,
them.
Remy, something tells me that the three of us were meant to be friends, but it's true. And
Yeah.
this show means a lot to me.
I'd walk
because
up to you and be like, "Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. I need to know everything about you."
She does do that.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
no, I get what you're saying though.
yeah, it does.
It's a
I mean, the show
connects dots.
started not with getting country music artists. The show started because I believe everybody has a superpower and
Yeah.
everybody has a cape. Most people don't know it,
Yeah,
but you know, you can find it, and I believe we can do anything in this entire world.
I
So
do too.
that's how the show started. I don't know what angel blessed me that was like sent me these incredible, wonderful, talented, humble human beings. But
Well,
I
it's
love
you
the show.
pull you pull
Yeah.
what you put out.
Oh,
Like that's you know what I
thanks,
mean.
Chris.
Like you're a magnet for.
It is really when I say it's an honor to watch you grow, it's truly an honor to watch you grow.
Yeah,
I'm so proud
so
of all of you.
proud.
Like so proud of
that's
you.
how I feel too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I'm like, you know, sometimes you feel like you're in the same place, and like the next day something like drastic happens and goes in the
I think
opposite
if you
direction,
go
like,
back
what's
and
going
listen to
on?
your episode, just your last Deb
Yes.
episode, and then listen to Days, like you were a different person sitting on this
Yes.
couch than you were, and even not a different person, but you know what I mean. Like you've run a lot further than you realize.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're the
and-
last one to see our own growth, you know?
100%.
We
I
are, because we're so
know.
hard on ourselves. We are. We're terrible to ourselves.
Yeah,
but-
I'm always like, have you?
and that was
improved?
that was FanFest.
Yeah.
That was a lot. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
CMA. See Mayfest.
Yeah, it was
Oh my
crazy.
Yeah, that whole week was nuts.
That whole week was
It was
nuts.
crazy. Like I was overwhelmed, and I wasn't performing or signing or shaking hands, and it was overwhelming.
Off topic, did you cut your hair off?
I did.
It looks really
It looks
good.
so
Thank
good.
you so
I've been wanting to say it the whole time, and
much.
I just now felt
I
the moment
did.
I could say it. It's very cute.
Thank you
I
so
like it.
much.
She's
I did
stunning.
It. Thank you, love bug. Yeah, I did it. I was like, let's just, I love short hair, and
It's chic.
Thank you so much. I literally, and all my friends, we were going on this cruise, and I show up with new hair. They're like, Deb's here. Deb's here. Deb's got new hair.
Deb's here. Deb's
But
here.
it was, yeah. All right, my
Deb's there.
sisters. I have to tell you, I'm so proud of both of you. I love you both. Thank
We
you
love you.
from the bottom of my heart
you.
for always, like, I know I always have you. Like, I'm like, let me home.
We'll come hang with you any day of the week.
Yeah, we're here all weekend. We would love that.
Yeah. We would
And of
love
course,
that.
I mean, I always ask the guests the same
Deb,
question.
We'll just come hang.
Let's do it, girl. Rusty's gonna be like, I spent the entire weekend with these rock stars. I always ask guests like if they'll come back, but that's a no-brainer.
I was
Oh,
about
yeah.
to say, I was like, we'll move
Oh,
in.
yeah. Remy's
We'll
gonna
move
be
in.
like every 4 to 6 weeks.
Every
Yes.
every
time a
you
single
release
drops or
single-
something.
That's it. That's
I know, I'm just going to be like, Deb, I'm coming on.
Come on,
fun.
co-host it sometime with me. Come sit behind the desk.
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd ask.
We should get you some like industry people.
I
to
don't.
come
I
sit.
what wouldn't
Yes.
you ask?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. You don't. Yeah, that's what's dangerous. Is
Ah,
sorry, Mitch.
I'd ask everything.
That's one of the things we want to do on with social media stuff is go downtown and just.
Oh,
Like, talk to
honestly. Well, first of all,
strangers.
you're such a sunshine. Who isn't going to talk to you?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I could get, if I could go on Broadway, I could probably like get someone to crack on like something that like, they'd be like, oh, I've never told anyone this.
Someone told me years ago that like the most powerful thing you can do is walk into a room and envision yourself being a magnet as you walk. Like literally step into a room and believe I'm a magnet that pulls people from all 4 corners of this
Yes.
room.
Yes.
And I remember hearing that and being like, oh, I don't think I have like the I don't want to say ego because I think it's a cool thing to do, but
Absolutely.
I was like, I don't know. I don't feel ready to do that, or I don't know that I want that kind of. I don't know that I want to pull that.
I
Kind
think
of
the
attention.
greatest compliment I've ever received is Deb has the kind of energy when she walks into a room.
You see-
the entire room shifts.
And that's what I was gonna say about her. We were at Whiskey Jam, and it wasn't even. She was just there to support other artists because
Right. I love
the girl
that.
is the girl about her community.
She's a girl, right? We do.
And
We hype girl our peeps for
I
sure.
was sitting up high, and I just watched her walk the room, and it's just you can both sides of her just people turn. And it's like and I envision, I thought,
It's
I thought
energy.
of that, and
It's
like,
energy.
she's like this little magnet walking through the room, and people pull to her.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Right. It's such a good. That's an amazing.
Even
quality.
people that I didn't know, like they'd say hi.
It's
Oh,
such
like,
an amazing
hi.
quality. I didn't realize I had it.
Yeah.
Right. And I would go places. My friends would be like, "We're just gonna sit at the bar.
Yeah.
We don't need to say hello to every single person. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what month they were born. Who cares what kind of car? Like because I didn't realize I was an instant conversation getter.
My parents hate going places with me. They're like, oh crap, Chrissy's. The rest
Yeah.
of my family is
The
like,
waitress is sitting on the bench next to her. Look at the Vegas of my daughter.
During
Yeah.
COVID, we go out to breakfast, and
Every
you're not.
waitress is like, look at this.
yeah. You probably have their phone number.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, this was my
Like-
goal. You know, the whole reason I went into, coaching and helping people was because I want to leave people better than when I found them.
Yeah.
And they might be the best, but I still want them to be better than when I found
Yeah,
them.
you got to say something. Say something.
Yeah.
You don't know where somebody tomorrow. You don't know where they are today.
Yes.
I had a girl at a coffee shop. Actually, a very Remy, Deb, Chrissy situation. A girl at a coffee shop in my little town in Kingston Springs walk up to me. I was there a couple weeks ago, and some people around here know it's been a rough couple weeks for me. And this girl just like started talking to me and having this really like just like I'm like we're grabbing it's not like we're at a Starbucks. Like this is a
Right.
little small town.
Right.
And
You don't know
she
who you're
doesn't come
grabbing
around
here.
these parts, and I have her name in my phone saved. She has texted me and I wasn't like I was totally normal.
Right.
But when I left, she shot me a text and said, "I just feel like you need to know, like everything's gonna be fine."
Wow.
And she has checked on me 3 times.
Wow.
And it was one of the, I'm like,
Those humans are so rare. Nobody can think past themselves in this given moment.
yeah,
We're all just trying to get
can't
through.
think past this.
Yeah, we're all just trying to get through, every single one of us. So it costs nothing to treat people correctly.
Yeah.
I remember I met a girl at the Botanical Gardens in Atlanta a few weeks ago, and like I just like having to strike up a conversation with her on the trail, and like we exchanged Instagrams and like we've been messaging.
Yeah.
And like I've been getting to know her, and like she was like, "You are such a ray of like light." She was like, "You
really are."
Like she was like, "I've never met anyone like you," and I was like, "What did I do?" I was like, "I just wanted to get to know you, girl."
I'm glad that you only gave her your DM though, and not your phone number.
But like,
manager Chuck, don't be giving out phone numbers.
Don't give out your number. Yeah, but no, but like just like getting to know like people like, and like they're just like, oh, like you made me feel so special and seen and heard and valued, and like that's the whole point. Like I was like, oh, like, and she had something on her heart that she told me, and I was like, thank you for feeling like
safe
and like being
and
vulnerable
valued
with me. Right. And like I hear you and I see you, and like it like, and she like felt the need to message me and like be like,
I think
hey,
it's
thank you for being there last
night.
And, like,
whether it turns
right
into the coffee story or the botanical garden, there's just ways we can go through to make life better.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do.
That's what we're here to do.
Because
we're all just trying to get through the day.
Just trying to survive on this spinning rock in the universe.
Thank you, my darlings.
Thank you.
It was an honor and a
fun.
Privilege.
Thank
you know, I'll see you in like 2 weeks.
Deb, you are
cheesesteaks.
Thank you for always having us. And you know,
girlfriend.
we're just gonna pop in when you're not expecting.
I want you to co-host.
Time.
What do you think about that, Mitch?
Deb has got to go eat.
Man, I'm leveling up.
Girl, we could do a get some industry people in. Remy and I will
That's
co-host.
what I was gonna say. Like it might be fun to have like.
Oh, it would be so much fun.
Love you, Deb.
Oh, I love you, Rams. We would crack up.
Yeah.